everybody, thank you for joining me today on my channel. If it's your first time, welcome. If you've come back, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. It's very warm here at the moment, so I do have the patio doors open and the windows open, so if you do hear any noise, I apologise. We live right near a port, so you might be able to hear seagulls and you might be able to hear ship's horns. But I can't really help because it's just too warm to have everything shut. So today I thought I'd continue making a memory decks card. I have made a little bit of a decision about my channel. I was creating a really heavily mixed media piece each week, but having looked at the number of people who watch my videos and which videos they watch and the amount of time that it takes me to record and edit those types of videos, I've made a decision that my channel is now going to be far more weighted towards art journaling. I do actually consider these part of that because it's along the same lines, and everything that I do on a memory decks card can very easily be translated to an art journal page. I personally feel that most techniques are not really one genre or another of crafting, that you can use everything you learn from card making in art journaling, what you learn in art journaling, you can use in mixed media and so on and so forth. But those are the videos that seem to appeal most to the viewers of my channel, so those are the ones I'm going to now focus more on. So with that said, I'm going to continue with a memory decks card, and I decided this week I was going to challenge myself with using some black cardstock. It's a bit of a dirty, but I must have cut this quite a long time ago. It's been sat in my box that I have with all my bits, tags and cards and everything that I've already cut, and it's obviously got a bit dirty, but most of it's going to probably be covered up. So I thought, as I got the black out, I thought I'd stick with a monochrome theme. So I searched out a few monochrome black and white washi tapes. I have got quite a few washi tapes. These are the ones that I've fancied using today. These are all from All and Create. And then I got these black and white enamel accents in case I wanted to use them. I have to admit, since I bought them, I haven't really used them very much, so that might be quite interesting. In case I need some splats, I've got my White Dina Wakely Gloss Spray, which is my go-to for splats. I've got some black cardstock and I've got some white cardstock. The white is watercolour, although I'm not going to be watercolouring, but I just automatically sort of use it. And then I thought a nice floral theme, I'd get some of these Garden Tots floral stamps out that are by Julia McNeil, so JMC Designs. The stamps are actually bigger than the pictures on the packaging. These aren't new, these are ones I've had a little while. I'm not going to probably go for the big ones because I think the big ones are too big. But what I do like is when you get stamp sets, is quite often I find it's these smaller sort of more worker stamps that I use quite often a lot more than the main image. So I'm thinking these two here may be the ones that I go for, and we'll try some black on white and some white on black. So this is going to be quite a simple card I'm feeling today, so I thought we'd start with some washi tape. Now if I am using washi tape in my art journal, I do actually stick it down with matte medium or collage medium, just because I do like it to be sort of quite sturdy in place. Because this is going on my memory decks card, it's going to go on my memory decks spinner, it's probably not such a big deal. So I'm just going to put a few bits on it. I'm just doing this as I go. I've not thought it through at all. I'm just sort of having a little play really. So we'll go with that one. I like things with text on, so that's really nice. Oh, and I do love my numbers, so let's have some numbers just maybe going along a little bit at the bottom there. So and I don't mind overlapping them a bit. I might actually cut that bit off. If you hear slamming windows as well, that will be children upstairs. So I apologise for that as well. So that's those. Let's lift those up so you can see those. I don't know, I might go for a little bit more maybe up in this corner. So let's go, it's moved into the sort of splat section. What I like about this washi tape is it's sort of got different sections, so you can take bits from different parts. So let's put that one on. Oops. The thing about washi tape is it's quite handy if you do put it in the wrong place, because it is removable, and that is something to remember. It is meant to be removable. It's not a problem with the stickiness of the product. It is actually meant to be like that. Oop. Probably heard that beep. And let's stick that bit there. So we've got some bits of that going on. And now I'm thinking I'm going to add some images. So I'm going to do some stamping and cutting out. So I'm going to go with this flower, and I'm going to go with this flower. These I think will be nice and simple for me to cut out, as well as nice shapes. I like them. So I'm going to, I think I'll do a couple, maybe one of each in the, let me just have a look. This is what I then tend to do. I'll just have a little look, see. I'm thinking maybe in this corner. Yeah, we'll just do a couple of each. So let's me find a block. Go with my Be Crafty Super Skinny Slims, and on the white I'm going to use Archival. I'm not intending to watercolour, but this is just my go-to ink pad. Also, because it is a permanent ink pad, it dries pretty quickly. So, and I'm not going to actually, I might do more than one, because then what I can do is, even if I'm not going to use them all, I've got them stamped, and then I can afterwards cut them out and have some spare ones ready. So let's do 2 of those and 2 of those. And if I was going to cut these out straight away, I would heat set them with my heat tool, because I do find that if I try to cut them straight away, sometimes you can smudge the ink a little bit. Although it's quick drying, it's not as quick drying as I always think it is. So let me just show you the quality. The quality of that stamping is absolutely beautiful. So what I will do is I'm going to put those ones to the side, and I'm going to get my piece of paper, because I'm going to do some heat embossing. I could stamp. I have got the white Hero Arts ink pad, but it is very slow drying even when you heat set it. So what I want is something that's going to be set straight away so that I can cut it out. And I'm going to use the Ranger embossing powder white. I like to use the Superfine, and I'm going to use the Wow embossing pad. I do also use Versa Mark, I have to think what it was called then, but to be honest, this one, oh, I think the door just slammed. This one I find has got a really good stickiness. Now I've just realised, done my anti-static bag, which is something I always normally do, and now I've started, I'm just going to continue and hope that, as this is a new piece of card out the drawer, that it's not going to have too many extra flecks. If it does, they've been cut out, so it's not so much of a big deal. So I'm tipping my powder on. That's not too bad, just a few. I'm going to be cutting those out, so it's not really, doesn't really matter. If I was doing that onto an actual image and I wanted the image to be perfect, then I would have made sure that I use my anti-static bag to stop any of those bits sticking around the edges. Right, so I'm going to put I use the Wow heat. You can see it's well loved, it's very dirty. I'm going to use it on the highest setting to do heat embossing. So I'm going to heat it up a little bit first to make sure that it's nice and hot. I'm going to take my card away from the table so it can get the heat right through, and as soon as I see that powder change, I am moving my heat tool on. You can overheat embossing powder. What tends to happen is if you overheat it, it almost sinks into the card, so you don't get that lovely glossy look, and you do need to just again, it doesn't take long to set, but give it a couple of seconds to just dry so that it's not, otherwise if you did that it would still be molten. You put your finger through it or your thumb through it and it would be quite painful. So let's just cut one of these out. Now I'm not worried about cutting right to the lines today because it's got that black outline for this one, so I'm not worried. And some of these more quirky images, I don't mind so much having a bit of a line around to give it that sort of more of a die cut sort of look. If I have realistic images, then I do like to cut right up to the line. I just find that I prefer that look. I don't want that edge around it, that white edge. So these are pretty quick and easy. My scissors, if anybody was interested, are the Tim Holtz snips. I do get asked about them quite often when I do Facebook Lives. They do have a serrated edge, so if you don't like the sort of serrated look, then they're probably not for you. You might be better off going for ones with a flat sort of blade, a straight blade. I like them. I like the sizes of them. I've got all three sizes. So let's have a look. So that, good job I'd put my lid on my embossing powder, I just knocked it over. So that's that one there. I'm going to leave the other one for the moment, just in case I decide that I need it. Let's go with, I might go with these two actually. Okay, I might go one more of that. So I've got two black and then have a couple of the, so maybe 5. I tend to go with 3, but I'm thinking they're not that huge, so I may go with 5. But let's see, let's start with 3 and see what it looks like, and then might actually go with this one in white on black rather than 2 of the same. I do like to try and vary them up if I'm going to do it. So this, I apologise if it's a bit tedious watching me cut out, but sometimes I think it is quite good to see something right from start to finish. It's not going to be a massively long project, so I think that seeing cutting out isn't as bad if it's not going to take me forever, just as it probably takes her forever. Here we go. And the trick, I think, with cutting out, and some people don't like fussy cutting at all. I don't mind fussy cutting. You know, sometimes I actually find if I don't know what I want to make, if I've sort of lost a bit of mojo and I'm not, you know, I haven't got a project in mind, that just stamping out images, or if you've got collage sheets, just getting your images and sitting and just cutting for a while is quite nice. Now I'm looking at this now thinking I'm not sure about the black one. I might stick to all the white, because that black one I think is drifting into back, unless I stick it on top. Actually, I might go on top. So what I will do, I'm thinking, is now I'm going to go for one of these ones. I'm liking just the idea of the 3 on there now, so this should be a bit quicker. Now if you wanted, you could then colour some of these spots. If you're sticking to the monochrome, obviously if you're colouring them in, you do them whatever colours you like. But if you wanted to stick to this black and white idea, then you could use either a black paint pen or a black pen, or I'm thinking maybe some of those enamel accents, to just colour those in a little bit with some black, just to make them a little bit different. I am going to very quickly cut around this last petal, and then I'm going to tip away my excess. Let's pop that on there, so you can see that better probably on that white, can't you? So let's pop those on there so I don't lose my stamps. So I'm thinking that and then that raised up would be quite nice. Now, I haven't got any leaves, But if I had have had some, maybe some frondy die cuts, I think they would have looked quite nice. So now I'm debating, do I want it there or do I want it, I'm thinking up there. I think I like this part down the bottom and I want to keep it there. So I'm going to stick, no I'm not. First of all, I think I'm going to put some splats on. So I've got my white gloss spray and I'm going to give it a shake. Oh, my bowl's moving again. It hasn't moved the last couple of times I've done this. And then I'm just going to give a few. Not going to worry about turning the card or anything because it's not a very big space and it's sort of got quite an even splattage, so to speak. And I'm going to give it a quick blast. Dina Wakely would say not to heat set the gloss sprays. She doesn't like heat setting any acrylics because they are plastic, but to be honest, I do it all the time because I just like things done. I mean, she works on multiple projects at a time, and so she can sort of put one aside while she's working on something else and something else, whereas I'm generally at the most would be making probably two projects. So let's stick these on here. I'm going to give them a little bit of shape, and I'm going to use my glue gel because that can give me some dimension but also sticks well, and I can stick things at different heights. I'm going to turn that around like that because I might in a minute decide that I want to fill those spots there in with a bit of enamel accent, I think. Now let's put that one under there. You always do have to remember when you're doing your memory decks, because just to avoid those two bits at the top that are going to fit to your memory decks. Let's go with that one there. Right, let's have a little look. Now this is, I haven't used them very much, so I'm not sure if they've got blocked at all. Let me have a look. Oh crikey, that's quite hard to come out. So I'm going to get my pin I use in my glue. This poor pin gets used for just about everything I need to unblock. Oh, that's certainly popped up the popped up there now. Ooh, let's get it going. Maybe just a little bit in there. So these dry sort of raised and like little enamel dots really. So I'm not sure about that. And when you do something you think, oh, maybe I shouldn't have. And let's do a bit in the middle. This one. I think the fact that I've got it on an angle is not helping. But what's done is done. I could then put the white in the middle of the other one. Am I going to have the same problem? Yes. So let's get my pin again. I think this pin did come specifically with a oh, it still doesn't, oh there it goes, with a glue, you know, a fine liner bottle, so it is specifically for using with these things. I think if you just use a normal pin they tend to go rusty. There's a little bubble there, so just pop it. I think I popped it, can't tell. What a funny angle. If not, never mind. So I wouldn't have added those with hindsight. I would have maybe done the centres but not that one. And then finally I think it just needs a sentiment, so I'm going to go to my old, oh I might go snarky. Oh, a bit snarky. I was going to do something today, but haven't finished. Doing nothing from yesterday. It could go along there. It probably won't show up very much to you, or if I, no, maybe not that one then. That might be a bit too long. There's some good ones on here, but they're not really suitable for the I am fabulous. There we go. How about I am fabulous, because the flower is fabulous. Now I'm going to just stick it here, and then I'm going to get my white jelly roll pen just to go around here. And hopefully do some like stitchy marks. That might help it to show up a little bit more. Let's lift it to here. I probably could have done with something that showed out a little bit more, but it is what it is. So that is my finished memory decks card for today. A really quick and simple one, which I do think sometimes it's nice to do something that doesn't take you as long. I do like to make long-winded projects, because for me that's part of the enjoyment of crafting. But sometimes you might want to have a little bit of creative time, but you haven't got a lot of time in your day for it, and doing something simple like that, it's quick and you get your bit of your crafty fix. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did enjoy, do please give me a thumbs up with a like, and if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love it if you joined us. So thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.